everyone, I'm Kariba Devine, and welcome to 12 News Weekend. Every week, we take a look back at the best news stories from our 12 News journalists. On today's show, it is an AI takeover, from high-tech glasses helping suspects commit crimes to security cameras and AI learning in Valley schools. Our 12 News journalists take you on a journey of futuristic advances hitting the Valley for better or for worse. But first, it is the stuff of nightmares. A family visit to Arizona for one woman took a shocking turn when a bat took flight straight into her mouth. We hear what happened, from the unexpected taste to the sky-high medical bills that followed.
I screamed the loudest I've ever screamed.
It's a day Erica Kahn will never forget.
Both very gross and startling.
Kahn lives in Massachusetts, but last year she traveled to Arizona with her dad to explore our great state and take some photos.
We love to go to national parks and see, those beautiful landscapes. And we're also interested in astrophotography.
They went to Horseshoe Bend to take some pictures at night when she noticed something flying right above her.
And we kind of heard and saw some bats flying around. I never would have thought that one would fly into my face.
She was in the middle of taking a picture of the sky when she says a bat flew right into her face and got stuck between her mouth and the camera. Her natural reaction was to scream.
And it went into my mouth,
making her scream even more.
It was a freak accident. I'm not sure what part of the bat was there, but there was definitely I got a taste of it, which was pretty gross. And it tastes a little earthy, a little sweet, if you're wondering.
She spat the bat out and it flew away. Kahn says she wasn't bitten, but her dad, who was a doctor, told her she needed to go to the hospital right away to get a rabies shot. The problem is, Kahn says she didn't have health insurance, saying she lost her job a couple months before the incident and didn't want to pay for the federal COBRA plan. Knowing the shots were going to be expensive, she quickly signed up and was told she would be covered, but that wasn't the case.
I was traveling, so I went to 4 different hospitals over the course of my 4 rabies shots. So now I have my close to $21,000 bill.
A decision Kahn wishes she made sooner.
I took a gamble, and I'm really, kicking myself now, and I've learned I'll never do that again. But COBRA's expensive, but it's more expensive to get these, $20,000 bills when a bat flies into your mouth.
All from an accident she never thought in a million years would happen.
Now I'll know to be careful and not to open my mouth. And maybe I'll wear a mask or something as a precaution in the future.
In a room lined wall-to-wall with yo-yos, Hunter Ferstein is putting in the hours.
Right now, I'm probably practicing maybe at least 3 hours a day. I've not missed a day in 12 years of yo-yoing.
The 20-year-old from Chandler makes it look effortless, but these tricks took years to master. We first met Ferstein when he was 12 and already a 2-time Arizona state champion. Today, he's ranked 3rd in the world.
It hasn't fully sinking in.
Ferstein has turned his skills into a career. He teaches lessons, has his own signature line of yo-yos, and nearly 2 million online followers.
What's up, Duffy? What's up, Tanvi? What's up, Jay?
Kind of just do tricks and hang out and talk to people in the chat. Around COVID time, I took off on TikTok.
Now he's preparing for his 7th appearance at the World Yo-Yo Contest, this time in Europe.
I got 3rd at the World Yo-Yo Contest last year in Cleveland, Ohio. This year, it's going to be in Prague, Czech Republic.
Ferstein has spent months developing the new routine to perform in front of judges. Each move is choreographed to match his music.
I choose a song, and then I look at different parts of the song, and I'm like, okay, that's a really high-energy part. I want to do a really high-energy, crazy-looking trick here.
And he only gets one chance.
I'm feeling very confident, but it's still always nerve-wracking just because I have just that one shot for the whole year. Then I have to wait a whole nother year before I can do it again.
His family will be there to cheer him on, including his mom, who was the reason Ferstein picked up a yo-yo in the first place.
My mom found a class at the library. My brother and I were both like, why that sounds so dumb? Why would we want to go play with the dumb toy at the library? But she kind of forced us to go, as I like to say. And we both ended up loving it.
His brother eventually moved on, but Ferstein never put the yo-yo down. His tip for beginners?
Just baby steps. Start with the easiest tricks, gradually work your way up.
The World Yo-Yo Contest runs August 7th through 10th in Prague.
Just a couple minutes on stage. You practice all year. If you mess up, it's over.
Reporting in Chandler, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News. Moving from Oregon to southern Arizona, Alyssa Corrado knew life would look different in the desert, and in the last 2 years she's lived in Vail, she's seen plenty of critters.
From right behind my house, it's just miles of open desert. So there's everything. I've seen snakes, I've seen barn owls, all the creepy crawlies, the tarantulas.
But even she wasn't prepared for what ended up in her swimming pool.
I came out to put some new cushions on my lawn chairs, and we noticed it's swimming in the pool. Luckily, the dogs weren't out.
A Gila monster, venomous, rare, and apparently trapped in the pool, paddling for its life.
It happened so fast, and I just saw him there. And, when I got close, he had the little hitchhiker on his back. He had that big black bug on him. Like, oh my gosh, what a scene.
Corrado and her husband quickly grabbed a pool net and scooped the lizard out to safety, along with his Buggy +1.
I have no idea how long it could have been in there for.
After being plucked from the pool, this lucky Gila monster struck a pose.
And he sat there for a little bit, with his head up, and he looked like he had this little smile on his face. It was really cute.
This young Gila monster was safely relocated. Corrado and her husband posted video of the rescue to the Arizona Creepy Crawlers and Desert Beauty Facebook page. It's since racked up nearly 5,000 likes.
I know, that's wild. I had no idea. I thought they were more common. I saw another one this morning. I was driving right down my street and there was one crossing.
This marks the 5th Gila monster she spotted in her time in Arizona. And while that might be unnerving for some,
it's fun. Yeah, I love the landscape, the plants, the animals.
Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
And coming up, meet the nonprofit making waves in the valley. How Swim Black is turning the tide on water safety and empowering Black communities through swimming.
Hi, I'm Barefoot.
And I'm Darius Malik.
And we are with Swim Black.
Swim Black.
Swim Black is a valley nonprofit on a mission to reduce drowning deaths and boost swim proficiency in the African American community.
You're going to actually teach her how to float.
Swim Black founder Bree Bucks says the need is critical.
All right. Most people don't know that only about 35% of people who identify as African American actually know how to swim.
The CDC suggests disparities in swim proficiency in Black Americans stem from historical, social, and economic barriers in access to swimming pools.
There you go, you're floating. First off, the access to pools, it depends on where we are regionally. Like me originally being from the Midwest, I'm not really used to people having pools in their backyards.
In an effort to break the generational cycle, Black Swim is partnering with the City of Chandler to offer swim lessons.
We have a swim program from as small as 0 months old to as old as 70 plus, so it's for everyone.
Co-founder Darius Malik says the goal is to create a stress-free environment.
Yeah, I think that what we've learned is a lot of reasons why people are deathly afraid of the water is because of past trauma and actual real life events that have happened. But if they have made the decision to come to Swim Black, then they've already mustered up a lot of courage and faith. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's take you step by step. Obviously, first through safety steps, and then we'll get to the proficient swimming along the way.
Bree says learning how to swim is also about having fun.
Like, when I tell you, it's such a fun environment, we take the pressure out of it. You don't even realize that you're swimming. You're just having a good time with like-minded people.
Man, we got adult playlists. It's a Swim Black playlist that's playing in the background. We got that cultural feel, and it just feels like, Saturday morning with your families.
I come, and it's just nice to be around Black people and swimming, because that doesn't really happen in Arizona, so it's really fun to watch everybody learn how to swim and to be in an environment where I can practice my breathing and practice some of the things to build my stamina to be a better swimmer myself.
Riley McAuliffe is the aquatic supervisor with the City of Chandler.
So we're super excited for the partnership. We really just wanted to break down those barriers and have a place for them to learn how to swim so that they can be comfortable and safe around the water.
Because you could splash inside of it, you could do, you could jump in inside of it, you could swim.
Darius says that while being around water is fun, he stresses the importance of learning life-saving skills.
I mean, we seem to like to go out of town and go to, different places on the water, but we assume and show a lot of trust in the different mechanisms around us, like the boat, the life jackets, things of that nature, and not really understanding that, like, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have the ability to swim and to get yourself to safety, and it's very important.
It's a first-of-its-kind park in the U.S., and it's putting to the test a theory about the health benefits of removing a barrier between your feet and the earth. At the entrance of the Flagstaff Barefoot Trail, shoes hanging high in the trees represent a credo that's become popular these days. Touch grass.
You felt grounded. It was a great, great day.
Since this forest park opened less than a year ago, more than 10,000 paying customers have hit the planks and mud pools. Is your mom going to let you have muddy feet?
No. It's simple, but it connects you back with nature. And I feel like, in summer in Phoenix, you don't get outside much. So this is kind of getting you back to enjoying some screen-free time.
It's a mile-long loop. It's filled with reflexology segments, labyrinths to walk through. Our crew comes in every morning to manicure the trail. There's zip lines out there. It's just a chance to be a kid again and have fun.
The park's founder brought the idea from Europe, where barefoot parks have been around for years.
I'm gonna go in? Okay. Yeah. It's so cold.
The popularity of grounding or earthing is fueled by a belief we are meant to be barefoot, and the earth is like a battery for our body, sending beneficial negative ions to our electrical system. The Cleveland Clinic reports the theory is that when we physically connect with the ground, its electrical energy rebalances our own. Experts emphasize it's just a theory. Still, Lupe Conoyer says walking on dirt and grass daily is an intentional practice she does to treat her lupus diagnosis. She'd like to think grounding has anti-inflammatory effects, as some believe.
Whether it's helping me, I'm not positive. But what it does do is help me calm down.
There is widespread agreement among doctors earthing contributes to mindfulness, a Mayo Clinic report concluding placing bare feet or hands directly on the surface of the earth is a body-focused therapy that may even have an impact on PTSD, pain, and releasing body tension. And of course, simply connecting with nature, this park invites visitors to do it many ways, has undisputed physical and mental health benefits.
I think it's just getting out of all the chaos out there, and they want to come ground. In
a world of fast-paced distractions, an invitation to kick your shoes off and slow down.
They're starting the barefoot revolution.
Joe Dana, 12 News.
If the center position is Ben Coleman's white whale, you wouldn't know it. He's having a whale of a time with the new job.
I like the pressure. I like the pressure put on me that, hey, man, if you don't get this snap, it messes up the stuff for a lot of people. And I like that. I'm up for that challenge.
Coleman now views it as a healthy challenge, not the maniacal one it was months ago.
I think the reality is that my mindset wasn't right in the spring, and I feel like I transformed that in the fall to have a better mindset.
Coleman had set the goal of no bad snaps. He's now decided to give himself some grace.
My goal was wrong. Your goal is to show up every day, have the routine, have a pre-snap plan, and then go do it each and every play. Some plays you might miss a block. I might have a perfect snap, but if you don't block, it doesn't matter.
Coaches are noticing a difference.
The first week of spring, I don't know what calls he was making.
Spring struggles give way to fall flowers.
The snaps are improved. His calls are on spot, on point. He's making calls, confident with his calls.
Coleman says it sharpened his craft.
More tools to the toolbox, so the more tools I can add, I think that makes myself more valuable.
And while he's never snapped a ball in a game, he expects that streak to be snapped at the end of the month.
Is your full expectation that you're going to be the starting center week 1?
Yeah, 300%.
(1998), the year the Valley of the Sun changed forever. America's pastime, rooted into the identity of our Sonoran Desert. 12 News has been there for all of it, telling the Diamondbacks story, from the All-Stars to the championships to the impact on our community. Now the next chapter awaits.
The Diamondbacks play right here on 12 News.
Catch select games as we continue telling the Diamondbacks story. 12 News, your new home for D-backs baseball.
The lesson on day 1 for this 8th grade language arts class, AI bias.
If not given the most specific ideas, then it can end up giving you like a wrong result.
The fact this is the first topic of discussion is a sign of the prominent role AI will have in the school year. People talk about you guys being part of this new revolution of learning. Do you feel that? Do you see it?
I kind of do see like a revolution within AI just because of all of the things it can do, good and bad. I think if you use it correctly, it can be a great tool.
Whether they use it the right way
Pushing those stools.
will largely depend on educators staying ahead of the curve.
Because AI is not going away, what we need to do as educators is to provide that foundation again on just the best ways to use AI responsibly and ethically.
Jamie Hansen, an award-winning STEM teacher at Canyon Springs STEM Academy in North Phoenix, is helping shape AI culture in the Deer Valley School District.
I feel like the biggest challenge is just making sure that students have the foundations for AI literacy, digital citizenship.
A new policy warns redefining acceptable use of AI requires students, staff, and families to grapple with new questions about cheating, plagiarism, and future-forward skills. A big concern a lot of us adults have is that kids like you won't learn to have critical thinking skills. Do you think that's a legitimate concern?
Yeah, I think that's a legitimate concern. I feel like some kids are too dependent on AI, and that's all they use.
To counter that possibility, Deer Valley District administrators are shifting to more hands-on learning in the classroom, adding AI training for teachers, and limiting the content students can access on school computers.
We have 4 platforms that we allow students to use depending upon their grade level.
Teachers also face the challenge to keep up with AI platforms outside the classroom.
Over the summer, I downloaded an app called Goth AI. It helps with math and explaining topics. It could help me accelerate my understanding of an idea.
So many new possibilities and potential pitfalls.
Wait, which question are you on?
With the most groundbreaking learning tool since the creation of the internet.
My advice to parents, just really educate yourself all the different resources out there because it is a new world.
Joe Dana, 12 News.
1 year after we spoke with the Tolleson Union High School District about its pilot program using AI security cameras on campuses.
It's a pretty decent start. We've learned some things. The camera is still learning some things.
But Superintendent Jeremy Kayas says heading into year 2, there's room to grow.
They have helped us in many different ways, but we know that the possibilities are still out there of how they can help us even further.
Kayas says there are about 150 to 200 cameras with eyes on about 14,000 students at all district schools. Staff run the dispatch center.
They help us react when something does take place, like a fight or something of that nature.
The AI cameras are another security layer, including lobbies with buzzable doors, fence lines that are tough to jump over, and more staff safety protocol training. Kayas says there are not any AI cameras in classrooms or bathrooms, but some cameras can listen and pick up key words, and there are vapor and odor detectors in the bathrooms.
So that way we know the student that we need to go have a conversation with, and a lot of times those conversations then lead to us finding weapons, sometimes vape.
Last year, the cameras intercepted 8 weapons on its campuses.
You were able to intercept and find answers quickly?
It makes me feel good to know that, to our knowledge, there were no weapons that made it through campus without at some point being detected.
But Kayas says he believes the cameras are not enough of a deterrent yet.
Because you don't have something drawing your eyes when you come to the campus that's making you think, oh, there's cameras and there's security here, like I probably won't be able to get away with bringing a weapon to campus.
So the district is considering adding yet another layer of technology.
We are looking at AI weapons detectors that'll assist in that area as well and work in combination with our existing technology.
The Tolleson School District learning to use the AI tech as those cameras sharpen learning on campuses too.
It's videos like this that got Heston Cobb, otherwise known as Heston James, millions of views on his social media.
I'm gonna clean house.
Doing what police call business takeovers that not only disrupted operations, but made customers and workers feel unsafe, including those at Big Brand Tire in Tempe.
They were getting underneath cars. Some of them had a star to take off a tire.
This worker was one of many victims at the center of these so-called pranks.
So I was just more worried about the safety of everyone, honestly.
Leading to Cobb getting arrested and charged. We tried to ask Cobb about it at his Tempe home, but he didn't answer. Is he staying here? It was also at this home where Tempe police served a search warrant and seized several items, including a pair of Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses that are able to record video.
He had those glasses on.
A much more surreptitious way of doing it rather than having a cell phone out.
Officer Jessica Els with the Tempe Police Department says Cobb would have others wear the glasses and record for him.
So it is definitely a concern that as technology becomes more advanced, that maybe more people are going to start buying these glasses or recording devices and maybe start using them for nefarious purposes.
For those who don't know about them, you may not even know you're being recorded. Using these glasses is simple. All you have to do is press this button right here, and it starts recording up to 3 minutes. The only way you know it's recording is by seeing this blinking white light. But are people allowed to use undercover cameras like this to record people in businesses? Israel Balderas, a licensed attorney and professor at Elon University in North Carolina, teaching First Amendment law, says if people are out in public, like walking on the sidewalk or at the park, then you can record them. But in a restaurant or auto body shop,
that individual doesn't have the right to record inside a Chipotle unless Chipotle gives that individual permission to do so, right? That is a private company.
Arizona law states that people can't record someone where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy, like inside your own home, a public bathroom, or locker room. While restaurants and malls may be open to the public, it's still a private business.
These pranksters, they've been going into private property. Now, do I have an expectation of privacy in the restaurant? No. But does the restaurant have the right to say you can record? Absolutely.
In Tempe, Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Thanks everyone for watching. And just a reminder, new episodes of 12 News Weekend premiere every Friday on 12+. You can also watch past episodes on the app. It is simple. All you have to do is download 12+ for your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku, and you can watch for free. I'm Kadiba Divine. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.